Chrissy here, and I am back from holidays and ready to deliver you guys some awesome content tonight in my Life Crusher Live. I got back, I must admit, I got back over a week ago, but I cannot tell you how bad my jet lag was. I'm not joking. I got back from holidays and I literally did not sleep for a week. So I was watching all of my Psych Chrissy sleep self-care videos. Nothing was working. It was an absolute bloody nightmare. And eventually, I must say, you know what did save me, and I truly believe this, but my naturopath, Alita, hey Alita, if you're watching, she consults out of Infinity Wellness Centre. So she made me these magic drops. Now, goodness knows what were in them, but they absolutely led to me having a really, really restful sleep. So if you need some sleep aid, see Alita at Infinity Wellness Centre. She's got these amazing sleep drops. Don't ask me what's in them, but they work. So they got me to sleep in the end. But anyway, that's not what we're here for tonight, guys. I want to talk to you about happiness. And the reason being is because, you know, when Psych Chrissy goes on holiday, she likes to do a little bit of, self-reflection. You know, I would like to watch the world go by through the bus window and ponder, I suppose, the meaning of life. And one of the things that I thought about is when I was looking at, I was in Sri Lanka and, just watching, people in different sort of cultures and different ways of interacting and, just living a different life to what I'm used to seeing every day in Australia. And I really did think, what is it that makes people truly happy? So I've come up with some strategies, or not even strategies, they're actually sort of, they're pillars of your life, obviously, that you can check in on and go, is there something that I need to address here, tweak, change, do something different that could potentially have an impact on my level of happiness? So I have nutted out 4 different areas that I suppose through private practice and my work with a whole range of different people, I really do find when all of these areas are intact, I do find that people overall enjoy higher levels of happiness and self-fulfillment, if you like. Contentness, I suppose. It's this desire for us to just want to be content in our lives. So I've got 4 areas that you need to be aware of. So welcome to the live broadcast tonight, guys. I can't see comments. I don't know why. Facebook just decides sometimes that it's going to show me comments and sometimes it's not. So let me just, normally I have a little app that I'm presenting on, but it's been giving me really crappy reception. So I'm laying off that. You won't be happy with me, Mr. Watts. I can see you watching me. I know that you're a big fan of that app, but it's the broadcasting on it lately has been crap-oly. So I'm not going to broadcast from that one anymore. Anyway, I won't trouble you with my my social media difficulties. I'm just going to see if I can get all your comments up. That's all. I should have thought of that before, but I'm a bit rusty, guys. It's been a few weeks. So, all right, let's do this. Come on, Facebook. All right. What have we got here? Let's see. Where is Psych Chrissy's head? I'm sure she'll come up in a minute. Anyway, let's start. And I'll check out your comments as they're rolling up. Here we go. All right. Here we are. I'm back. Yes, I am back. Thank you, Davo. I am back. Hello, Jules. Let's get into the content, hey? So I can see your comments now, so fire away. Okay. One of the biggest things that I think has a significant impact on how you're feeling from day to day, even just general, not just happiness, is your physical state. All right, so it's very important. And, it's not an accident that, people really push the physical well-being, health and fitness sort of model in getting you to understand that that's a really important component of your life that needs to be balanced in order to feel good. Because what we know is that if the body is not functioning well, and it could be from a physical health perspective, so illness or, any sort of physical physical difficulty that you might have, an impairment, some sort of injury. Left untreated, that's obviously going to make people significantly unhappy, and not being able to get on top of that. I've had over the years a lot of chronic pain clients that, find it very, very difficult to find joy and meaning in their life because it's a constant battle just to manage pain from day to day. To the other end of the scale, which is even just physical fitness, and making sure that you exercise regularly, or you take care of your body in terms of nutrition and what you eat and how much water you drink and all of that sort of stuff. So keeping your body or your physical health in check, I do believe, is one of the main pillars of happiness, because you can't be physically unhealthy. I mean, you can be to a certain degree, but, there's a whole range of physical impacts of not being healthy, then also that impacts on emotional well-being, So if you're not feeling the best and you're not fully functioning from a physical health perspective, then sometimes that has a significant impact emotionally on you, how you feel about yourself, your confidence, your self-esteem, some of your own internal resources that can be tapped out when you're not physically feeling your best. So physical health, guys, is one of the most important pillars to feeling happy. The second one that is, can be quite linked, obviously, to physical well-being is your emotional health. So if you are struggling to regulate moods, if you're all over the shop in terms of your emotional well-being, one day you're sad, the next day you're angry, one day you're depressed, you're not managing your anxiety. If your emotions are just all over the shop, that definitely affects your well-being and your ability to, feel happy day to day overall in terms of life. And a lot of the times that I find that severe emotional fluctuations, obviously they're just going to be a normal and natural part of life, and a natural response to situational stresses or things that are going on in life. But the difference is that when I find that people don't necessarily have the skills, the tools, or the strategies of being able to regulate that. Okay, so it's one thing to have, shit in your life going on that you just don't know how to respond to, or you don't know how to manage your emotional fluctuations. But it's a whole nother of kettle of fish not to even have the skills to be able to regulate that. So it's like a two-pronged difficulty that can eventuate. It's the situational stress in addition to the lack of skills in just being able to manage their emotional fluctuations. So emotional well-being, emotional stability, emotional regulation, I can say to you guys, has a massive impact on day-to-day happiness. Okay, so the next part of that I feel like, or the next, I suppose, facet or pillar, or, that I feel like really does contribute to overall happiness is connectedness. Now, I'm going to explain this in two parts. One is external connectedness, so the way that we are connected to the world, mostly through social connectedness. And then the second part being the way that we're connected to ourselves. So our, I suppose, internal connectedness, self-awareness, or our understanding of ourselves, and I feel like these two facets are quite different but equally important in our ability to be happy in life. So let's talk about the social connectedness. Or our connectedness to the world. It's really important that we feel fulfilled in our social interactions, and that's not necessarily prescribing that everyone's going to be a social butterfly, because we all have, different levels of social, I don't want to say competence, but like social desires, right? I'm a little bit of a homebody. I don't need to go out every single weekend, to feel connected to, people in my life. I definitely need a good balance of alone time and social time. And the same being that sometimes there's people out there that are social butterflies and they need higher levels of social connectivity to feel happy in their lives. And I do find that when there's imbalances in that connectivity, so either you're becoming just a bit too isolated, a bit disconnected from people, even the other end where you just feel totally overwhelmed and in hot demand, if you're the type of person that have got a lot of friends and a lot of, social demands, that can create difficulties in terms of managing social boundaries and being able to say no and being okay with saying no and not feeling guilty. And then on the other end, just feeling like you're not getting out enough, and as a result not feeling overly happy with your levels of connectedness. So you can swing either way in that regard, but the important thing to remember or recognize is that you need a balance. And whether you're a social butterfly or whether you're a bit of an introvert, it's about having the balance of the social connectedness at your, I suppose, at your degree, like at your ideal dosage. I suppose it's really important, I think, to people feeling everyday happiness and feeling fulfilled in their lives. Now, the internal side, so the internal ability to feel happy within yourself from internal connectedness, I think really lies in the ability to be self-aware. Okay, so being self-aware in terms of recognizing what your difficulties are, what your deficits are, what your own triggers might be, understanding that, having a real good understanding of yourself, but not only that, but also being aware of what is important to you, and then being able to align your decision-making, your lifestyle, your choices, how you spend your time with those value-based systems. So, a lot of the time when I see imbalances in that, when I see people not understanding maybe some of the decisions that they're making in their life, or even feeling like they're consistently making the wrong decisions, or they're going in a certain direction and they don't really understand why, and all of that sort of stuff. So not having a lot of self-awareness and insight about that definitely creates degrees of unhappiness and, feeling lost and just an inability to get a grasp on, what it is that truly makes them happy. So both the external connectedness, so connectedness to social interactions, people, environment, even networks, cultures, community, whatever the external connectedness is for you needs to be balanced, as well as the internal connectedness. So what's important to me? How do I want to live my life? What do I want to stand for? And then obviously, tweaking, I suppose, the decisions that I make or the lifestyle that I build for myself to make sure it's all aligned with what's important to me. So there's lots of things, guys. There's lots of things that obviously contribute to people just feeling happy, feeling happy in life. And I really do feel like it boils down to 4 areas. Four, not 8. So 4. So balance, definitely, Barb. Balance is very, very important. And if you think about balance across these 4 life facets, definitely you will be on the road to happiness. So we talk about physical health and well-being, and not just fitness, but just, whether we're addressing our physical health concerns or our pain or our injuries or illnesses, or, keeping on top of that stuff, and it might be being proactive about our health and nutrition that brings about that balance, making sure that we exercise, making sure we move our bodies, in addition to then the physical side of balance, the emotional, in addition to the emotional, and often the physical. What I meant to say was the physical and the emotional often link in together. So if we're not feeling physically good, often that can have a massive impact on the way that we're feeling about ourselves emotionally. So then the emotional balance, the ability to manage the emotions that are arising, balance that out, put in the tools and strategies that we need to just deal with life, because life can challenge us in lots and lots of different ways, and it's the tools and the strategies that we've got in our tool belt that prescribes whether we're going to be able to manage it or not. The external level of connectedness, do we feel fulfilled in our relationships, our environment, the way that we connect with others in lots of different ways, whether it be, in a really intimate connection or whether it be on a more social friendship base, whatever that might be, and then coming into the connectedness. So, am I living my life consistently with my values? Am I aware and have understanding of myself? Do I understand my difficulties or deficits and how to sort of make amends for that or how to do things differently? And, what do I want to stand for? What life decisions do I want to make sure that I'm living consistently with the lifestyle that I want or the way that I want to, interact with the world or impose myself on the world. So there we go, guys. There's 4 different areas that you can start having a think about now. You can even, check off some of those areas and go, do I really feel balanced physically? Do I really feel balanced emotionally? Am I externally connected? Am I internally connected? If I'm not, what do I need to do about that? How do I need to get these areas rebalanced in my life to make sure that, generally day to day, I am feeling happy with the way that my life is going. So there we go, guys. It was a good one, an awesome content area. I know it's a desire of everybody's to feel happy in life, and hopefully I've given you some food for thought in terms of maybe some areas of your life that you can start focusing on and rebalancing in the pursuit of happiness. All right, guys, that's all from me this week. Thanks for joining me. I loved being back. I loved seeing you all. Give me a wave and don't forget to share the broadcast. Obviously, there's lots of people out there sitting in their lounge rooms that need to hear some of this content. So I will see you all next week.